Hi guys, how you all doing? I just want to say hello to all of my PVD drivers out there. I've been getting a lot of questions about the PVD driver with UPS. I hope you guys are having a smooth transition into the position. I hope that everything with the hiring and onboarding process is going well with you guys. I hope that you will be safe out there and that you will really enjoy the job. I really enjoyed it. I wish I could do it again this year, but I just can't at this time. But maybe one day in the future I'll get to do it again. But anyway, you guys know that on this channel I talk about all kinds of things. As you probably seen from the title, today I'm talking about my IVF journey. And I know mostly men follow me on this channel, so because of the PVD again. So I know I might lose some of y'all, but that's all right. I understand. This might not be for everybody. You win some, you lose some. I get it. I totally understand. But I just talk about all kinds of stuff on this channel, and this is something that I'm going through at this point in time in my life. And so this is what we're talking about today. So if you're interested in learning more about my IVF journey, then stay tuned. So, a little bit of background. So, I have been pregnant before in the past. My last three pregnancies ended in miscarriage. So the last time I was pregnant was back in 2004. And I was about 5 months pregnant and I had a miscarriage. Um, and so that was the last time that I was pregnant. And so it's been a long time since I've gotten pregnant. Fast forward to 2009 is when I became a Christian. I met my husband. We met at church. We have an awesome singles ministry at our church, and that's where we met. We had a completely pure relationship. We had our first kiss on the altar when the minister said, "You may now kiss your bride," but not saying that kissing is a sin or anything like that. I'm not saying that. That's just what we chose to do. And so, again, that's what we did. We met, we started dating. We built a relationship for about a year. And then we started dating. 6 months later, he asked me to be his wife. And then 3 months later, we were married. And so the first 2 years of our marriage, I was on birth control. I wasn't really trying to get pregnant because we were, when you go from a completely pure relationship to being married and living with someone, it's a huge transition. And so we were just trying to really get to know each other, just being newlyweds and things of that nature. So having kids right away wasn't a big deal for us. So we got married in 2010, and then in 2014 we became foster parents. My sister had mentioned to me about becoming a foster parent. It was something that she was looking to do, and I had talked to my husband about it, and he was like, "Yeah, let's go for it." The Bible, Jesus talks about how he cares for the orphans and the widows, and so we thought this was a great opportunity to serve God, and so we went ahead and became foster parents. We fostered about 22 kids altogether from 2014 to 2017. And that was awesome. We had kids of all ages. I think the youngest we had was about 8 weeks old, and then the oldest was 14. So we got a lot of experience, a lot of ups and downs, highs and lows, In 2017, we felt that it was just taking a really big toll on our marriage, so we decided to take a break from it. We said that maybe one day we would go back to it, but we haven't as of yet. So anyway, after we stopped with the foster care, we started trying again to have our own children, and it just wasn't happening. But we weren't really pressed about it, like he was working and grinding, I was working and grinding. We just were just caught up in what we were trying to do in our careers, trying to get a house and things of that nature. And so having kids was not a priority at that time. And then so I'm just looking at my notes so that I stay on track. And so 2021, we sat down and we talked about it because, we're getting older. I'm actually 45 years old and my husband is 50. And so we sat down last year and we were like, we're getting older. Do we want to have kids? And if we do, we really need to, take it seriously and do whatever we can to try to make it happen. And so we sought some fertility help. There is Jones Institute. They're part of EVMS in Norfolk, Virginia. It's Shady Grove Fertility now, but last year it was the Jones Institute. And so we went to see them. They're infertility specialists. And so they did a bunch of tests on me and they did some ultrasounds and stuff. And they said that and there was some blockage going towards my fallopian tubes, going towards my uterus. And that's probably why I wasn't, not my uterus, ovaries. I think I'm saying that right. And that's probably why I wasn't getting pregnant, because of that blockage in the tubes. And so they told me that they could do a surgery that will possibly correct this. And so they did the surgery last year. And still nothing, I didn't get pregnant. I knew someone else that had the surgery the same time I did, and they were pregnant within a couple of weeks. And so I was like, this does not seem to be working for me. And so this year, we sat down again and we were like, okay, it's been a year, nothing has happened. What else can we do? And so we thought about doing an IUI, which is not as, invasive as IVF. And you can definitely look it up to see what an IUI is. And if you don't know what IVF is, it's in vitro fertilization. You can look up more online. But so we reached out again to, which is now what used to be the Jones Institute, which is now Shady Grove Fertility. And when we talked to them, the doctor met with us via Zoom, and we talked about, what our goals were, the issues that we've had in the past, my issues with not being able to carry children to full term. And, she basically told us that if we really wanted to have children, because of my age, she felt that IVF would be the best option. And so at this point, they had run our insurance to see what it covers and everything. And so we found out that our insurance actually does cover IVF, which I was really grateful for. I'm on my husband's insurance. He has really good medical insurance. And they said that only like 60% of medical insurance is covered infertility treatments and things of that nature. So I'm very grateful that we were able to find out that we were covered for that, because otherwise I really don't think we would do it, because I just wouldn't want to pay, $20,000, $25,000 for something that's not guaranteed. Like if it was guaranteed, yeah, maybe, but I was just not willing to spend that type of money for something that's not guaranteed. And so again, we were happy to find out that insurance covered it. And so, I went in, had all of my ultrasounds and things of that nature. They did say that I have some a fibroid. I also have some cysts around my uterus. And so, but the doctor really wasn't concerned with that preventing me from carrying a child full term and going forward with the IVF. And so that's pretty much what we did. And so I started my IVF medications on October 4th, which wasn't really probably like a month ago from today. But, first, getting all of that medication in the mail was overwhelming. I was like, where's the nurse? Is she getting the Uber over here? Where is she gonna pull up? Because who is about to administer all of this medication? Like, it was overwhelming. It was a lot. And even, let me just say, like, even with insurance, we still had a copay of about $2,600 for the medication alone. The lady that I spoke with the CVS specialty pharmacy told me that if we didn't have medication, it would not medication. If we didn't have insurance, the medication would have cost us about $7,600. So, in retrospect, $2,500, whatever, $2,600 in comparison to $7,600, that's, kind of small, but it was still a lot. But anyway, so I got all this medication in the mail. You have to give yourself shots in the stomach and things of that nature. I don't really mind needles, so it didn't really bother me as much. The thing that I was most intimidated about was having to mix, powders and liquids and measure, and it was a lot for me. I'm like, I don't have any training, and I'm not a nurse. I never had to really give anybody medication except for little kids that we had, that we were fostering, maybe some cold medicine or whatever the case may be. So that part was a little bit overwhelming to me, but once I got the hang of it, it was like, okay, I can do this with my eyes closed now. But so I started with the patch, the estrogen patches back on the 4th, and then I started with the shots in my stomach on October 12th. By the 14th, I was giving myself 4 shots a day in the stomach. I was doing Lupron, Menopur, and Gonal F. And so, yeah, so I did that from the 4 shots a day from the 14th up until the 26th. And then the 27th, I did my trigger shots. At that point, they felt like I was where I needed to be. My eggs had grown to a size where they thought I was ready to have them retrieved. And so I did my trigger shot on, like I said, Thursday, October 27th. And then Saturday, last Saturday, October 29th, is when I had my retrieval. Now, I didn't have a whole lot of eggs. And again, I do believe that that's because of my age. I only had 6 eggs retrieved. Out of the 6, only 3 matured. And out of those 3, only 1 fertilized. And so that 1 fertilized egg I had transferred to the uterine wall on November 1st, which was 2 days ago. And so now at this point, I have to wait until 10 days from the transfer, which would be next Friday, to find out if I'm pregnant or not. And so, it definitely is emotional. Again, these things are not guaranteed. And, I try to just hold on to God's hand. God is faithful. I hold on to God's promises. I stand on his word. And even if I don't get pregnant, if I'm not pregnant, I will still come on here and tell you guys, because is God only good when things go the way we plan? No. God is good all the time, and his way, I do believe that God's way is perfect. My husband and I, we've been trying to get pregnant for 10 years. Like I said, the first 2 years we were on birth control, and the past 10 years, we've been married almost 12 years come December. We just have not been able to get pregnant, and it's been a long time. I've seen people have babies, at church. There were babies all around me at one point, and I had to wrestle with God, like, God, why can't we have a child? When is it gonna be my time? And I had to go, me and God, we had some ups and downs. Part of me was angry, even with the foster children, who a lot of times come from abusive relationships. I'm like, God, you could have given me this child. I would have taken care of them. And so, I had to wrestle with God a lot for the past 10 years. And I pray that this is the time where he says yes, And so I will definitely keep you guys posted as to what's going on. Thank you so much for watching. If you stayed to the end, I truly appreciate you. Have a blessed day. And remember, spread love, not hate. Okay? Bye, guys.